of today, 23 federal politicians are retiring at the next election, which means there could be 23 brand new candidates we've never seen on the ballot paper. They'll be like menu items at a Malaysian McDonald's. You won't recognise any of them, but you're still pretty sure you're going to regret them later. And yes, the double prosperity burger is real and usually comes with everyone's favourite beverage, the Prosperity McFizz, which incidentally is Malcolm Turnbull's stripper name. To choose who's going to fill all of these empty slots, the parties have a process called preselection. And if you're disappointed with politics, preselection is where it all starts to go wrong. Just listen to Labor elder John Faulkner.
We have at times produced the worst possible candidates through a fundamentally flawed system.
Even John Faulkner thinks Labor's candidates are bad. That's like your own mum telling you you're ugly. Like, I'll be prettier, please, just not the pan again. Now, the first problem with the preselection process is that candidates are usually chosen by factions. And if anyone tells you that their party isn't run by factions, you should laugh in their face.
We're not run by factions. We're not run by... Well, you may dispute that. Nor are we run by big business or by deals in back rooms.
Keep going, Mr McFizz, you'll win them over. So factions are cliques within the parties, like the ones you had at school. There were the cool kids, the sporty kids, the dorky kids. Except with politicians, it's just various groups of dorky kids. And if you don't believe me, check out the photo of Richard Di Natale in today's paper. Yeah, he is like a one-man Simon and Garfunkel. Now, instead of playgrounds, these dorky kids hang out in Canberra Chinese restaurants. And the factions choose our politicians in the same way that they choose from the lobster tank. They aren't looking for the most independent or inspiring candidate, rather the one that will comply with the least resistance. So not only do we not get the best candidate, but whoever is chosen will bump your interests down to second place behind the interests of their faction. In Labor, the people who control the preselection are mostly tied to unions, but for the New South Wales Liberals, it's a bit different.
Lobbyists have until now not only been influencing lawmakers, they've been installing many lawmakers.
What we are seeing is the Liberal Party being turned into a life support system for the lobbying industry.
In the New South Wales Liberals, the major factions are under the thumb of lobbyists, whose clients include pharmaceutical, coal, gambling and detention centre companies. Yes, cheery folk. In the sage words of New South Wales Liberal Senator Bill Heffernan...
Fuck, that's risky shit.
Yes, it is, Senator. And while you were talking about an airport runway procedure at the time, I couldn't have put it better myself. And now your interests have been dropped to third, behind factions and the people who run them. But sometimes preselection goes to a local ballot. And if you think they couldn't be rigged, you'd be wrong.
The Victorian Labor Party has launched an investigation into claims that prepaid credit cards have been used to hide the activities of branch stackers.
Branch stacking is when you and your friends sign up heaps of people to the party who aren't going to participate, just so that you can control their votes. And it's been a problem for a while.
The left's young head kicker is Anthony Albanese. He's fired up over the branch stacking in Wollongong.
Branch stacking has been going on since young head kicker Anthony Albanese looked like that. Whose head has he been kicking since then? His own? So in order to run for Parliament, candidates sometimes need to be able to rig a vote. That is the exact opposite of the quality that we want politicians to have. So thanks to preselection, we've now been bumped down to fourth, behind factions, unions and lobbyists, and local branch stackers. Voters are the fourth most important thing. We're like Ringo Starr or the boy Kardashian. We're the fourth Indiana Jones movie, the fourth Baldwin. We're the brother from The Cause. That is how important we are to our politicians. But if the process to fill those slots is potentially corrupt and producing bad politicians, surely someone would be speaking out about it.
The Liberal Party has taken extraordinary measures following a story that 730 brought you 2 weeks ago. 3 members of the party spoke out against factional interference in choosing candidates. Late today, those 3 members received a letter from the Liberal Party's acting state director saying they had been suspended from the party for 6 months.
You get suspended for just talking about Preselection. The first rule of Faction Club is you do not talk about Faction Club. The second rule of Faction Club is, dude, this is a pretty dated reference. So clearly this is a sensitive subject for everyone involved. Now, I learned about other sensitive subjects through books like Where Did I Come From? So to help us have a conversation about Preselection, we've created this book, Where Did Politicians Come From? When two factional power brokers love each other very much, or at least are willing to put aside their hatred for the sake of self-interest, they get together in a special place and divide up all the seats in Parliament for their friends. Look, one's giving the other one a tug in the bath. Anyway, if there is a Preselection ballot, they find a nice, safe seat and one moves all their votes in behind the other one to decide who gets pre-selected. And if the election goes well, in a few months, out pops a backbencher. You know, they may not be the smartest or most talented candidate, but they have the most important quality of all, complete dependence on the factions that put them there. So if you think that politicians are looking after everyone but you, you're right. And against my better judgment, I want to give the last word to Bill Heffernan.
Fuck, that's risky shit.
No, sorry, no. I didn't mean that. Bill Heffernan said that you can't get a clean skin up in this party anymore. Unless you've bared your ass to the factional warriors, you have no chance. And as we all know, the only politician who should be baring his ass is Prosperity McFizz.